So we have just discussed this building block model, and I would really love to show you this example of how it can be tested. And as always, we start with reading the requirement. So we need to illustrate. Illustrate means that we need to come up with examples. How this building block model can help, and help, it means that it's a positive word, this company to ensure that shareholders' value will not be destroyed as a result of this turnaround. So there is some turnaround. Okay, so the company had some business, and then they say, okay, we are going to introduce business process engineering or whatever, and we are going to have the business done in a different way. And this model is a checklist of the targets, of the numerical values, and of the money aspect. And we need to give examples, because the word is illustrate, how that will allow us to not to destroy value. So to ensure that the share price and dividends more or less are the same. So Cambridge is a university with 20 years of history. It has always been a traditional model of education, with students attending lectures in groups of 150 people and then having practice classes in groups of 20 people. However, COVID gave the management the idea that they can make business turn around and apply online model of education. That would mean that Cambridge will compete with online learning providers now, but it believes that its stunning reputation will help to win the market. So this is the question to which you are going to apply this model. So you will say that by praising the importance of these types of target, the Cambridge will be able to ensure that determinant, that this result of the value creation for shareholders will not get destroyed. And you need to give examples. This is a question for 10 marks, so that is actually quite a lot. So you will also need to talk about standards and rewards. And what I like to do with my students, I like when they do that themselves at home, and then we either review that in class and I comment on their results, on their performance, or I just mark it offline and send them comments so that they would understand how to attempt such type of questions in their exam. So if you find this question confusing, if you look at it and think that it would be impossible for you to attempt this question in your exam, please write to me using the contacts in the description, and let's start a class, or let's have some offline practice so that you are prepared, because it's safer, it's cheaper to pay for education rather than to pay for retakes and then suffer in the anticipation of bad results. And see you next.